Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Empower Your Soul. I have another great question from Dale over on YouTube today, asking how to strengthen the connection with spirit. I'm probably going to take this from a couple of different angles, whether it's mediumship, whether it's connecting with spirit guides, whether it's connecting with the Akashic Records. But I know this is such a unique question that is probably going to have a different answer or many different answers for many different people. So what I've done before I popped in and hit record on this podcast is I've actually connected to my Akashic Records, and I'm asking them to access the collective for me so that I can answer this question for you on how to strengthen your connection with spirit. Because I think at the top level, and by the way, this is all going to be channeled from the Akashic Records, from the top level, everyone wants a silver bullet. Everyone wants a really easy answer on how you can strengthen your connection with spirit. And a lot of people think that these are, I'm going to say, external things to themselves on, can I be in a quiet house? Is it easier to hear? Can I, do it in the morning, right? Do I connect better in the morning? Do I connect better in certain times of my menstrual cycle? Let's be totally honest with you. And my friend Jen, who I'd love to have on this podcast sometime, she gives you a resounding yes for that, right? Hormones have a big impact on it. So there's a lot of things, especially being a medium and hearing all about the mediumship triangle. A lot of my teachers have said and pointed out that your connection to spirit is very dependent on your sitter as well. So there's things, I'm going to say external to yourself, that you can control, maybe things that you can't control, but let's focus on you. Let's assume it's just you connecting to spirit. There's no client there. How can you improve your connection to spirit? So thank you for helping me, Akashic Records, hone in on the scope there. Number one is drink lots of water. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but water, my team has told me, is the conduit of spirit. Water, because we're made up of a large percentage of water, right? Water is a major conduit of electricity and energy, and spirit is coming in with energy. So it's very important that you are very hydrated in the work that you do, and that's going to help your connection with spirit. And case in point, I don't know if I ever talked about this on the podcast, but the first demonstration I did, I forgot that I was doing it. And it was roughly for, I think, 30 people for a breast cancer fundraiser. And I had put the date in my calendar wrong. I think I had it for the following week. No accidents. Thank you, Spirit. This was all to prove a point anyway. But I forgot that it was happening. But what happened all weekend leading up to me frantically running out the door and getting there just on time and doing this demonstration was that I felt kind of nauseous all weekend, and I felt like tired, and I just didn't feel like myself. I didn't know if I was getting sick or what. And all weekend I felt immensely dehydrated. I mean, I was chugging water like I've never chugged water before. And I could not figure out why. Like the thought of, having an alcoholic beverage was like nauseating to me. So what Spirit was doing was essentially setting me up for success for this demonstration. And I didn't even know it because I stayed away from alcohol. I was drinking a ton of water, and they were allowing my body to not feel good so that I would rest and be able to spring up and get ready and go when the time was go. So I knew something was up when I was drinking that much, but then it didn't occur to me that the water is going to help me with the connection with spirit. So that's number one that I want to say to you. And by the way, that was such a great group reading. It went really well, even though I was a hot freaking mess. Number two, in terms of your connection with spirit, your mind plays a very big role in how connected you are to spirit. And when I say your mind, I mean your ego. So the more that you can put your ego aside in this work, the better you're going to connect with spirit. And what ego looks like is judging your connection with spirit, which it's ironic, right? That was the question. And ego can look like judging your connection, judging the messages that you're receiving. It can be judged in both ways, whether you don't trust it or you trust it too much and you get very like, oh, I'm amazing energy with it. So anytime you have ego in there that is judging your connection or your, not just your connection, but how your connections with spirit are going, whether they're strong, also the quality of your connection, like the mediumship. Are you getting good evidence? Are you getting great advice from spirit on the other side? Any judgment is automatically going to lower your vibration and set you up for failure and not having the best connection you can have possible. So the best thing you can do to get your brain out of your reading, because as soon as your brain kicks in, it automatically lowers your vibration and your connection's not going to be as good. So whenever you feel like your brain is popping in and judging and coming from emotion and coming from ego, the best thing you can do is literally push your brain aside. And that's what I tell my students to do. I'm like, take your brain, say, thank you, brain. I know you're trying to protect me, and push it to the side and clear your brain and wait for spirit to come in. That's how I train my students to kind of clear their brain for their readings. But yeah, the more that you can come at this from a neutral, non-judging, clear-minded perspective, that's going to be your best bet to get a good connection from spirit. And I want to bring in that clear for a moment there, because it is so important that you make space and time for spirit to work. Because if you are not clearing your own brain of all the sludge that's in there, all the anxiety, all of the mental load that we all carry every single day, whether that's from your own anxious thoughts, whether that's from having to deal with kids or family or work or in-laws or your own family. It's the holidays right now when I'm recording this. So the more that you make space for spirit and clear out any excess thoughts, energies, anxiety, the better it is to work with spirit. So work on clearing your brain out, and you can do that through meditation, exercise helps. Like anything that helps you feel grounded and reconnected and clearer in your thoughts is going to get you closer to spirit as well. And then I think lastly, I want to talk about vibrational levels. And this can go a million different directions. I'm going to ask my Akashic Records team to keep me on the straight and narrow here, because there's a lot of, I'm going to say, hearsay in the spiritual marketplace about what this would look like health-wise. But there's lots of things that you can do to quote unquote raise your vibration to get a better connection with spirit. So anything that drags your energy down and makes you feel anxious or depressed, or any of the, like, I don't want to say negative because I don't think any of it's negative, but I'm going to say any of the low vibrational energies, feelings, thoughts, beliefs, actions, that is what is going to bring your vibrational level down and make your connection with spirit more difficult. Because remember, vibrationally, spirit is very high. They are high vibration. So anything you're doing that's low vibration is going to make that connection harder. So, I mean, I'm talking about like eating sludge, eating things that make your body not feel good. I'm just going to, no matter what it is, right? You could be allergic to something and that makes your body, that's perfectly healthy, and it makes your body feel like sludge. Doesn't matter. So anything that makes you feel not good in your body, whether it's food, not drinking enough water, like thoughts, behaviors, activities, being around certain people, like listening to certain types of music, like it doesn't matter. And I want to I don't want to go there, but this is like day to day and consistently, right? So you might find that daily you have bad connection to spirit, and then you're like, oh, I woke up really tired today. Oh, I stayed up really late last night. Oh, that's probably why my connection's not super great. So like anything you're not doing that brings you to feeling good inside your body, making you feel happy, making you feel light, like that is what I'm talking about. So the more that you can move into activities, thought patterns, behaviors that keep you in that joyous, passionate, excited space, or at least neutral. I think neutral is a good goal. That is going to improve your connection to spirit as well. And again, that is going to change day to day, week to week, month to month. You're going to have good weeks. You're going to have bad weeks, good years, bad years. But I think this is something that I like to highlight for my new students as well, is if your vibration is lower, you're naturally going to attract things that are low vibration. It's going to make you more challenging to connect to spirit. So you need to recognize that pattern. Spirit hasn't actually left you, but you need to figure out how to get yourself out of that vibrational low energy and bring yourself back up and help you connect in that way. And again, the last thing I want to add is practice, practice, practice. Like practice, because the more that you are connecting with spirit, the more that they're going to be there in your ear. And if you are someone like me that is obsessed with all this stuff, because I practiced every day while I was learning mediumship, and now spirit is there 24/7. Like, I don't need to worry, did I get enough sleep? Did I have too much to drink? Did I, I'm going back on myself. I will beat myself up continuously through this podcast, I promise you. But I don't need to be in a certain state of mind. Anything that I do short term, barring extremely big circumstances, like I can generally connect with spirit all the time and they're right there. But that's because I've been doing it constantly for the past few years. And the more that you connect with spirit and make space for them, the easier and easier and easier it takes to connect with spirit. So I hope this answers your question. I know I went a little bit all over the place, Dale, but I think it was a really good question. But again, drink lots of water, do high vibrational activities, clear space in your brain, make sure that you're processing things and moving things out. And then the more that you work with spirit, the easier it is going to be to connect with spirit. So I hope this helps for all of you. Great question again, Dale. If you have any more, send them my way. But I appreciate you all being here, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care.